If your resume looks like this, it's probably going in the trash. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Veronica and this is PM Mastermind, where we help you break into project management or level up in your project management career. This is day number 4 of the road to the PMP, where I'm going to give you all the information that you need to either break into project management or get PMP certified so that you don't miss the bus on the best opportunity to become a project manager in our history, which is right now in 2025. So before we get started, make sure you subscribe to my channel and let's get you into project management, shall we? So I review so many resumes. So many resumes. I could literally make an entire career out of reviewing resumes. But instead, what I really want to do is tell you the top 5 mistakes that I see on resumes that you need to avoid if you are trying to land a role in project management. Number 1 is having a generic objective or professional summary. Look, as much as we love a good generalist, it doesn't really do you any favors to have in your professional summary that you're a project manager that oversees cross-functional teams and delivers value and engages with your stakeholders and helps resolve issues. Yeah, we know you do that because that's what a project manager does. You need to have a high impact value statements. You don't need to be speaking in generalities when it comes to describing yourself. It is a professional summary, and the way in which you summarize yourself is as some generic job description. Like, come on. You need to make sure that you're articulating your unique value, okay? Not speaking in some general terms about what a project manager does. If you do this, it's a complete waste of space on your resume and honestly a big turnoff to hiring managers and recruiters. When you are building out your professional summary, of course you want to have a sentence about who you are. I'm a project manager with 12 plus years of experience in healthcare and biotech. You know, maybe throw a little something like that out there. I've got experience leading enterprise initiatives with budgets of $1 million plus. Something that gives some unique identifiers about who you are, because without that, it's just words on a page. And honestly, hiring managers and recruiters are bored from the very beginning. The number 2 biggest mistake that I see on project management resumes is that there's no measurable outcomes. This is a huge red flag because as a project manager, you're overseeing initiatives that have a designated scope of work. You have success criteria that you have to meet, you have KPIs, and your deliverables should be very, very specific. So if you're showing on your resume that there's no measurable outcomes, it leads me to believe that maybe you weren't really a project manager. Maybe you were just doing something very administrative in nature or just some general operations. It doesn't tell me that I can bring you on to my organization and expect you to deliver high value and impact to the enterprise, okay? You need to be really specific about the outcomes that you've been able to achieve with your team and make sure that they are measurable. Without this, it's a huge red flag and you're not going to get the role. The number 3 biggest mistake that I see on project management resumes is that all of your experience is written into paragraphs. This is not acceptable. Each one of your experiences from your previous roles shouldn't be in paragraph format. We're not asking you to tell us a story here. It should be very clean and bulleted. Okay, we want to get straight to the point, a very clean bulleted format. We don't need 1, 2, or 3 paragraphs to give us a breakdown of every single job. Another thing that I see is sometimes people will say, these were my accomplishments in the role. These were the struggles in the role. These are my skill sets in the role. Please, 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 we don't want to see your resume formatted in this way. Number 1, because it's not driving any value, and number 2, because it's not optimized for the applicant tracking system. You need to have your experiences broken down in clean, bulleted points. Okay, not a paragraph, clean bulleted points. That's what every single experience should look like on your resume, and you shouldn't have more than 5 bullet points per role. The number 4 mistake that I see very commonly on project management resumes is that you've included all of this irrelevant work experience. So for instance, you have a resume that's 3 or 4 pages long, and the 3rd and 4th page is how you worked at Domino's, and then you worked at the grocery store, and then you worked as a cashier, and these are way back in your history, sometimes over 10 years ago. This doesn't add any value. And a lot of the times what I'll hear from candidates is, well, I want them to see how far I've come. I started off at Taco Bell and now I'm a 6-figure project manager. Like, I want them to know. And I totally get it. But the fact of the matter is everybody starts somewhere, okay? I used to push carts at Albertsons for $5.15 an hour, but you don't see me listing it on my resume so that I can tell people how far I've come. Right? The flex is that you didn't flex. The fruit spoke. The fruit speaks, which means what you have done in your recent history should really be enough to be a testament to what you can bring to the table. You don't need your jobs from 10, 15 years ago and how you used to fold clothes at Ross, okay? This is not what needs to be included in your resume. And another thing I want to add is that your resume shouldn't be 3 or 4 pages long unless it is a federal resume. Federal resumes are a completely different ball game. They can be very extensive. They have a completely different set of requirements. But if it's not a federal resume, make sure that you cap it at 2 pages, please. You should not have a resume that's longer than 2 pages. And the 5th and final mistake that I see on project management resumes is that you don't have your LinkedIn on there as a digital copy, right? And you don't have a portfolio. If you are a senior level project manager or even really a mid-level trying to break into that senior level, there's no reason for you not to have a project management portfolio or a LinkedIn profile. And a lot of the times I'll hear from people, well, I don't really like LinkedIn. I mean, it's kind of like just social media for jobs. Yeah, I know, that's kind of the point, okay? You might not like LinkedIn, but the fact of the matter is you can find a lot of opportunities on LinkedIn. You can engage with hiring managers on LinkedIn. You can meet recruiters on LinkedIn, and you can expand your network on LinkedIn. I don't care how much you like it or don't like it. You should at least have a presence there, and you should have a well built out LinkedIn profile. You should also be building artifacts for your portfolio. If you're going for a mid-level or especially a senior level project management role, they're gonna ask you for examples of your work. And if you don't have this ready, it's kind of a red flag that you might not really be who you say you are. So if you are ready to break into project management or level up in your project management career, make sure that you join our project management community of over 1,400 like-minded individuals who are all on the same project management journey. You'll also get access to our upcoming live PMP Bootcamp, which is 100% free to members of our community. It starts on July 19th and ends on July 27th. It's 2 weekends long. You get 35 contact hours needed to actually qualify for the PMP, and you'll also get application assistance and access to our weekly office hours. I hope that you found this video informative. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, like, comment, and share, and I'll see you guys next time.